Are you ready? Let's go. Well, good morning, all. Good to have you on here.
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Matt, Luke.
Either or.
And Mia's out there keeping me safe from something or other. Anyway, so good to have you on. We had I noticed there was a chat going for about 10 minutes before of people checking in, and including Miss Sarah Jane from the UK, who got the banner cover this week.
Congratulations, Sarah.
So anyway, hey, if you guys want to have your picture, good picture of your model, send me one. Oh, and another thing that I never say, and I really need to put a crawl across the bottom of this, is since this is YouTube, it always annoys me to hear people say, click the like, share, and follow. But you know what? Click the like, click the follow, because what it does is it's down at the bottom. It will put this into more people's feeds. So
yeah,
that's it.
It does help us.
That's it.
And we make billions of dollars, right?
Billions and
Matt,
millions.
get rid of that Luca. What the heck? I've been calling you Matt.
I answer to either.
Okay.
I know you don't like the Luca guy.
The Luca guy's an a-hole. But anyways, so let's go over the kits we got coming out, man. I'm excited about the new releases, and then we got to talk about the racing this weekend. Boy,
that is what this thing is. It's this.
That's my car, Matt. What do you think, buddy?
This is a Saturday morning infomercial.
Very happy.
That's the Salvino family special there. I'm going to call
it. Sure is.
Yep.
That's the one.
The king still in his story, the true story, according to my father, is that him, Dell, and Lee put the decals on the car. But according to Richard, Ralph put them on. So, or my pops. So anyways, that was a big day for the Salvino family. I was a huge Richard Petty fan. We ran a few races with Freddie Lorenzen the year before. That was the first dip into NASCAR. And then the Chrysler pulled out, and luckily the King was available. And that was the first major sponsor on a Cup car.
Yeah.
Before it was manufacturing sponsorship. You know, I mean, they had the local Ford dealer or just whatever crap they could pick up, the independents. But for the top runners, they had to move in 72 from factory backing to actual sponsorship backing. And Richard was the leader of the crowd. By Daytona, they had the Vermilion. As you can see on the bottom, Matt, this is pulling out of the pits for the start of the race.
Yeah.
You got the Dell or must have been Dell or one of the guys ran down to the hardware store or whatever and got some of that paint, you mark the streets with, and they sprayed it on the spoiler. After I think about 10 laps, it was about gone. Yeah. But after cutting the S's there, but yeah, that's pretty cool. That was a shot we could find with it. And of course, Clay will include that in the decals. and then had the I don't know what you guys call that seat. I always call it the checkered flag seat.
The houndstooth.
Whatever that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The proper name, but it has that, and I'm looking forward to it. This is one of my. I've never built it. There was some decals out there that are close, but the numbers were too large for the roof and different things like that. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, that's the one that I've been wanting to build since the Roadrunner started coming out.
Yeah, notice also the wheel wells, guys. Might want to cut those front wheel wells out a little more and see how they got kind of that straight line going across them, Matt.
Yeah.
That was for Riverside for clearance, going through the
yeah, it was a lot more aggressive than the other cars.
Yeah, you might want to get your Dremel out and do a little bit of work there. But
so
yeah.
That car there would have only seen road course and short track.
Yeah. Yeah, that car would be the year-old car.
Yeah.
72, so that's technically the 71 version. Then at Daytona, they built another one, but that was built for the 72 season.
That one was smooth.
Then he ran the Charger.
So I wonder if that car there would have the 71 or the 72 bumper on the rear.
On this car?
Yeah. If it's the older car, would they have put a new bumper on it, or would it just had a 71 bumper?
He ran the same bumper on the Roadrunners, I think, all the time, right?
I'm
pretty sure he did.
It's time to look at pictures then.
William Chun brings up a good question. Did they block off the fuel filler on the other side, or was it just open?
No, they put a piece of I don't know on this. Yeah, I got pictures. I think they just put a piece of sheet metal over top, a round piece, and then riveted in.
Okay.
That's all.
And
if you need a fuel filler, guys, I'll just tell you this: you can go into your Charger kits, and so you can drill the hole, and you can get one of the fuel fillers out of the Charger kit and put in there. Okay. So block off the one side with some super thin styrene. You could probably use like one of those punches, like the school teacher size. Yeah, and do that.
You talked about the opening on the wheel wells, and I want to jump in on that. If you hadn't noticed it, folks, on all of the ones that I've designed, the openings for the front wheels are all tight, because Rick and I talked about it when we first started doing them. Was if you want to open them like this, if you want to, you can open it up on this. But if I made them like this, and you've got the other cars where you want to close them in, you'd have to spend time and effort to close them in. It's easier for you guys to open it up than it is for you guys to close them. Yeah. And that's why we made that decision on our kits to make them closed. And so you got room to grind them out with your Dremel. So
well, they're not stock. They're not stock closed, Jim. What they are is they're Daytona closed.
Right.
So basically, we do the Daytona one where they go down over the front tire a little bit.
Yeah.
And so we use the Daytona because they didn't have to turn the wheel so much, Matt. The wheel, you barely turned the wheel. So so we did all the cars with the Daytona cutouts. Back then, remember when they went to these round bodies, they really had a clearance problem. This in the Charger.
Yeah. Really
and so Daytona, they'd be pulling the fender out constantly. But at Riverside, the short tracks, they'd just hack it out, It's kind of funny. I like this one's unique because it's got almost that straight line going above the tire before it curves. I really like that one. But it's going to be a fun build. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those cars I always wanted to do.
Yeah, me too. That's the one.
Yeah, I'm all in on this one. But so also coming out, spoke about that way too long. But it was a big day.
Who would have ever thought Rick would have talked about something too long?
It was a big day for my family. But anyways, as me as a petty fan. But then we got the great all around Kyle Larson.
Mm-hmm.
Going to pull the doubleheader off this year, right, Matt?
You got it.
It'd be the first man in history. That'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it?
Well, he'll keep trying.
We got a shot. But
yep.
So, of course, he runs the same damn paint scheme. We got a little bit of difference. That Valvoline decal, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see. The Valvoline decal on the C pillar, because there's a B pillar in between.
Just above the C on cars.
Yeah, there's the Valvoline's changed, so there is a difference. He went to a square, and then we got, of course, the Daytona. That one ain't coming out yet. That
says Kid of the Month for May, but we had that up for we've got that up for pre-order, I think.
Yeah, that's up. And Joey, you have Joey in there, so
you know what? I don't, but give me just a second.
Joey's going to go. So what happened is the mold's on its way here, but it's not here. So we can't get Chad to inject them. So we swapped the petty with the Joey, and
so Joey will be April.
Yeah, Joey will be April now. And then William. So if you're in the club, this is for the club members. Mm-hmm. If you're in the club, just remember this: if we get the champion and we get the Daytona winner, those are going to be your kits of the month. So if you only want one, do not purchase either one. You're automatically going to get those. Okay. I think we talked about it in the meetings about 100 times, but not everybody listens. You know? Hey, I don't even listen.
Me neither.
So anyway, I'll tell you that this one's been a great seller. You're going too fast for me here, Jim.
So I'm just trying to push you along.
Oh, okay. But no, I mean, this one's been a great seller. And by the way, the car hasn't changed. The only thing that changed on this car from we did the decals from last year, but see where it says Andretti there, really tiny on the side there, Jim?
Yeah.
The Andretti, the background is red this year. So if you want to be dead accurate, you can cut a little piece of red there and put it there. But otherwise, no, nothing changed on the car. Same with Newgarden's running the same damn car at Indy. What's car? Dixon's car is exactly the same. Nothing changed. And that's kind of the way Indy is. They get one sponsor, the top guys. I mean, and then they'll run at the road courses, different sponsors. But Indy being the Daytona 500, I don't think, although Herta runs multiple sponsors. I think he pretty much just runs that car all year. But anyways, good-looking car. Yeah, and he should have won last week. His strategy was right, screwed up in the pits.
Yeah.
And lost the race. And we're going to talk about that tire later, but let's keep going through. So we got the Daytona winner. And then, of course, don't forget, we got we're over halfway sold on these, even though the only thing difference between this car and the 23 car is, see, Matt, that little like spoiler that's over the engine cover. On that one there, I forget what it says. I can't read it. But on the one before, it was Penske Reynolds or something.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, the cars are exact. And actually, I already built the other one. I'm in the middle. I was using it as a video to show you how to do it. It's just all in pieces right now. I did the exhausts. Here's the other exhausts. And I did the under tray because I was showing how you have to kind of fit it together before you got to plan out because I'm going to paint mine, of course, and this goes in the back here. And we were talking about the exhaust, and the video was really terrible, guys, again this week, because I'm used to working like this with goggles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's where I'm trying to work with no goggles. So
he now knows my pain.
Yeah.
So in a couple minutes,
I gotta learn how to do it, guys. I'm still struggling with. I work here with goggles, and then now I got to work down here with a camera in my face and looking around and going, "Where's that hole?"
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I'm excited. I'm doing all the Indy winners. We got Castro Neves coming this year too, the 2021 winner.
Oh, that's cool.
Gonna be awesome in the pink. Oh.
So guys are asking us, when are you going to do the road course? We're going to do the road course wings, but we want to take care of, and we want to do all the Indy winners in this car first, and then we'll go back and we'll do the road course wings.
Well, think of it this way: we want to do the stars, okay?
Absolutely.
In this, so we did Dixon, if you go down the list on sales, you got Dixon. You got you got Pato, you got Newgarden. Those are the top two. Herta's it top in there. Dixon. People could argue that you could put. Well, we did Scott McLaughlin already, and the other Penske car, the Willpower. And Pat and Palou, 3-time champion. But we're gonna wait till after see who wins Indy. We did Herta. We're committed to the Castro Neves that's going to be the first one, Matt, with the spoiler up the window.
Yeah.
Alternative windscreen. And then we're going to see who gets the pole and who wins the race. And then we're probably going to be looking, if everything goes well, again, it's always money. If everything goes well, hopefully when we get to the championship, at the end of the year, we could start looking at some road course wings.
Yeah. Also, I'm curious to see this year with the new TV package, if we're going to start seeing first of all, a boom in the popularity of IndyCar, but we're going to start seeing more stars, favorite drivers and stuff like that. People will start noticing other guys because there's going to be more races that they watch, and people start becoming fans of people they didn't even, drivers they didn't even realize because they just watched the Indy 500.
Yeah, well, I agree with you 100%. I'll tell you, Palou's a good example of that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd ask people who's Palou, dude, he's 3-time champion. But he's led some laps at Indy. I think he had the pole the one year, but he always runs into trouble there and just never can't finish it off,
Right.
Whereas you look at Pato O'Ward, he's in the shootout at the end, and everybody knows who Pato O'Ward is.
Yeah, exactly.
Joseph Newgarden, of course, because he won the thing, could be the first 3-time winner in history. And that's a history since 1909.
Yeah.
So is it 1909 or 1919? 1909, right?
It's 09, I believe.
Yeah. That's Ray Haroon in the Wasp. But
if he wins it the next year, he's going to have to change the paint job a little bit.
I was told they're never going to change it. So,
I'm looking forward to when we do the road course stuff, because I really like the looks of his road course livery, the blue. It's beautiful, and that
he runs
DHL is just that DHL livery is just outstanding.
Well, no, he runs out of the Indy. He runs out of the Indy. So Palou's high on the list. I mean, that's with the week in, week out racing, qualifying, practice now. Nobody was getting any of that. So Palou came up at the wrong time. You had one month to make your name, the month of May. And if you didn't make your name in May during qualifying or mainly the race, let's be honest, if you didn't make your name on that one day, you're unknown. I mean, Ferrucci really is a bigger name than Palou. He was because he was in the fight for the end of the Indy 500 for the win.
Yeah.
And where Palou has never been in the fight at the end of the race. But now we're starting to see Palou's you can see he learned from Scott Dixon. Not the fastest, not always the fastest. I mean, Joseph was, Herta was the fastest, but Joseph did get the fastest lap, but strategy. Ganassi is phenomenal in strategy, and they know how to get fuel mileage. The Honda is really good at fuel mileage, and they beat Penske based on fuel mileage, It was a hell of a race, though. I thought it was great if you understand the strategies.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of we're going to get into this week. Over at Phoenix, Formula One has 3 tires. You have to run 2, but they have no fuel number. So all you have to do is run 2 tires. You can put them on for 1 lap, I think, or it might be 2 laps. Indy's 2 laps. But Indy has 2 things. They have fuel mileage because they don't have no yellow, automatic yellows. So as I was explaining to Jim, you could, let's say the fuel window's lap 30, just as a number. You could pit on lap 28. Well, what Indy does, they're like NASCAR. They close the pits under yellow. So you could pit under, you're running dead last. You could pit on lap 28. Nobody pits. Yellow comes out. You're leading the race. So you got that strategy going on fuel. Then you also have, because the guys in the back will clip the fuel window as tight as they can. And then the guys in the front want to go as far as they can, but they don't want to get screwed with the yellow. So they're kind of on that fine line, right? And and then you got that tire deal where you have to run the 2 tires. And especially now this year, they went to a super, super soft tire. So, yeah, the strategy is really interesting. Like people probably watching the race thinking that McLaughlin was walking away with that race, right? When in reality, after that first lap crash, it was Herta in 10th place that was leading that race.
Yeah.
Because he got the crap tires off and the soft ones. And I think he moved up to about 7th, I think, before they made another stop and it fell apart. I forget what happened. It fell apart in the pits. But it's interesting. NASCAR is going to do it. The only thing with NASCAR is, and the problem with it, is that NASCAR has segments. So these guys will figure out the tire life of the alternative tire, and then they will cut, put it into the computer, right? The computer model, and they will say, okay, when's the best time to run this tire? So if the tire is really bad, not going to go very far, they'll probably run it in segment 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they'll all do the same. You're not going to have the alternative strategies because of the mandatory yellows for the segments. But anyways, that's a quick note. I think NASCAR, it's a great idea. Phoenix is boring.
I'm not going to be there.
Let's throw a tire in. Let's throw a tire in and see if we can't spice it up. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
I get A for effort, man.
I don't know. I don't understand why they reconfigured that track. I like the old version.
Yeah.
That was in Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Hey Rick, where are we on the number 40 cars? Are they gone, or are we on fumes and stealing from one pocket to put into the other?
They've been on fumes for the last week. Yeah, we're oversold. Just to let you know. Some people are going to get nobody on our website or in the club. They'll all get their kits, but there are some people down the list that, yes, we've hit a point where we've oversold them. But we left them up on the website because we figured, rob Peter to pay Paul. You know, who's the most important people? When you think about it, our club members and people that buy on our website. Those are our most loyal followers, and we have to take care of them first.
And the people that join us on Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings here.
Well, that's the kind of the people that go on our website. The same people. We're telling you, if you go on our website and buy it, you will get it.
Okay. Let's see. Scale Model Outlaw says he got his number 40 confirmation. So that's a good thing. So is there a shipping date? No, those are
next month.
Yeah, next month. So
they go with the Joey Logano.
Okay.
So they go with the championship car, and we always call them add-ons in the club. So if you're a club member, the kit you're going to get next month, you're getting Petty this month.
Mm-hmm.
The kit you're getting next month is your kit of the month, we call them, is going to be the Joey Logano championship.
Hello.
Brand new mold, brand new. I can't wait. I have some milky white ones here at the office, but we're going to see some yellow ones here in the next couple of weeks, which is going to be nice. And I got to put it on the under tray. Fits beautifully. We got one sitting on my desk, actually. And so that'll be, but we call it add-on because you don't automatically get the add-on if you're in the club. So you have to order it. But if you're in the club, you get it at a really super discounted rate. So you get free shipping on your add-ons. You get the kit super cheap. You get those Indy cars for, man, I want to say like $63 or something like that if you're in the club instead of 80. So it's a hell of a deal. Club is a great deal.
It is, and the thing that really makes it real value is the fact that the shipping is all. I mean, you're just paying the shipping for that one kit you get every month, and whatever you add on.
Yep.
And you guys take it in the whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, look, we've had guys buy cases. Like a great car, and all their buddies want one. Whatever they wrap, they get all. Some are in the IPS groups, right? Is that what I'm saying? That right? IPMS groups, yeah. And they'll go to the meeting and say, "Hey guys, I can get you the new Petty car, for this amount of money." You know what I mean?
And
I mean, it's like 40. I don't know what it is, $43.95. I'm guessing. I'm throwing numbers out, guys. I don't know exactly, but Marco does that. But anyways, so they'll go and they'll get all their buddies to buy them, and they can save some money. So it's kind of cool thing, and we do encourage that. If you're a club member, you can buy stuff for your friends, family, whoever you want. That's part of the. But that's part of being a club member.
Yep.
And, appreciate it.
Give them a discount, but you still might pocket about $10. So that sounds like a really good deal.
Yeah.
Do it.
And,
okay, are we ready for a wee bit of a long-winded?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so bad at this. I'm trying. I'll get better.
You're doing good, man. You're doing good.
Better. I tell you,
it's good information.
While I was doing it, I go, dude, I'm 0 for 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Practice will make perfect, I guess.
It's the eyesight thing. I'm used to working in one spot, and then Jim's going, no, you got to go to this X. Well, if I go to the X, I can't see the part.
Yeah,
I know how it goes.
Yep. It really is.
And Rick, it's one of the things that I still struggle on doing. My unboxings, I have a tendency to get them out of the view of the camera. Just like my hands right now, I'm showing it, and you can't see my hands. Now you can see my hands.
Yeah,
that's great.
I still struggle with that.
Oh, you do great. Clay and you, man, just kill it on that.
My editing makes me look good, believe me.
Oh, okay. I have no editing. I have to wing it.
Yeah, you're going full throttle. Just there it is, man. I cheat. I edit.
Keith Townsend, check the web store. I'm sure we have some of those the Earnhardt RCR cars. So
yes, we do.
All right.
They are going quick though. Yeah,
Okay.
but they're in the web store or in the club page. Either way.
Okay, brace yourselves, folks. Here is another install of Rick.
Yay!
Hey guys, I'm back. Here I am. Remember last week we put the firewall in the monocoques. We got the roll hoop. Remember we hit those 2 holes. What I did forget to do was this cover should have been done before we put this in. So I put it in after. This is going to be my Joseph 2024 car. Okay. And I got my 23 over there. I'll show you when we're done, because I want to show you why you put the exhaust pieces, which I just cut off of here. This is actually was for that car. So I cut those pieces off. This is in white. So what we want, we're going to do the right side. So we want the even numbers. So we want 76, which is this one. So that's our wastegate. And that's important. I got a Sharpie right here. I'm going to highlight that. So we want 72. That's an even number. And where's it? It goes there and there. Then we're going to have one more little one. And that's going to be 72B. And we're going to cut that off. Okay. So I'm going to take a little time on this video because this is where people have been having the most trouble. So we're going to pull out the Sharpie and we're going to go over. This is your wastegate. And now we are doing the right side of the car. And I know my hand's going left, but we're going to do the right side of the car. So anyways, Jim made it to where this is a little hole right there, as you can see. See the hole right there? And then we have 2 outs. That's a pin out, and that's a pin out, right? So now what we'll do, put the Sharpie away. So now we're doing the right side of the car, which when I'm looking at the screen, it looks like I'm pointing to the left. But anyways, so the exhaust goes like this. So you're going to, your wastegate needs to stand straight up, okay? So we're going to stand it straight up like this one. See how we did it? So it's got to stand straight up and it goes into the holes. So that means that's basically where I think the turbo is going to go under there. Yeah. And so what we want to do is we want to take the big one. Now we know we want it to go up into it like this. So we take on here, and I'm going to use the Sharpie one more time and a little blade because we got some flash right here. So I'm going to cut that off real quick before we get started. So I'm going to point out the holes on this one. So this is an out, and that's an in there. Look, see it? That's out, that's in. So if we take the wastegate, we know we're doing the right side of the car. The wastegate is sticking straight up. We want to put that onto the hole will go to the peg, and the peg will go to the hole. So that's how it glues right like that. Okay. So peg, hole. So that was pretty simple, right? So let's glue it. Okay. I already forgot. So what we'll do, how to get around the forgetting, is go and don't glue the wastegate, glue the exhaust. Of course, I got a stringer. Okay. So anyways, nice. So remember, going this way, wastegate up. So hole is right there. If I flip it over, you can see it better. So you want to go. So that's going in the hole. That's going in that hole. That like that. You kind of just push it into place and I was trying to put it in the wrong hole. There we go. Okay. All right. And here's a little tip. Get a little bit of Matt Special solution there, because you're gonna really want to, you know, weld these all up later. You just want it right now. You want to tack them to get them into place. Okay. So now our that would have been nice, huh, if I didn't put the cap on. So now it's going up. So now we got the odd one. This is the trick, the one that's probably messing most people up. So we know it goes onto that peg there. And also, if you look, there's a little hole right here. Let me highlight that for you. So there's a little hole right there. So we got a hole there that we know goes onto that peg. And we know that goes into there. But look, it's not going to go. So it's got to go up through here to get there. And that's where people are probably struggling. This exhaust piece has to go up through that hole there. And just get it. And so kind of, if you look at the two others, you just kind of match it up. You know, kind of, so it's the far end one. And so then that's going to glue there. And then that's going to glue in that hole. So we'll use a little bit of matte stuff. Why not? And we'll use a little right here. Extra thin. Glue's glue. Styrene glue, I mean. And this is a little, you might have to bend a little bit out of shape to get it in, because it was designed for building it without the wastegate, you know? So to build it the way I just built it, it's a way to line it up easier. So when you're done, you got 1, 2, 3. There you go. And sticking to my fingers. And that's in the hole good. Yep. You can use a little bit more of the extra thin to clean it up and paint it all up and get it. And then we'll put it into the side of the motor, which is, this is the right side. And bingo, it goes right in. Probably used a little too much extra thin there. And then put the left side on. But don't glue these in, and I'll show you why. That's the next deal. Hard to see, guys. There we go. Okay. So anyways, why you put these in after the fact is you got your under tray, and you don't want these hitting the bottom of your under tray. So you go ahead and mock up your monococks. That's why you kind of mock this car up before you actually start painting. You got 4 pins on the top and 2 pins on the bottom, which goes into the 4 and 4 there, or 4, 2, and 2. And then there's holes down the thing. So you just kind of clip it into place. And then, now you don't want to glue these, because these are going to be determined with the turbos coming off of there, and then also the intakes for the turbo. So you want that loose, you know, what you want to you want it to be fresh glued when you glue that and the turbo on. And then you don't want to put your rear exhaust on until last, because we're going to put this one on too. Your rear exhaust till last. Because you want it to center in your side pods. And that's really important. Yeah, this thing's still kind of wet. But I'll get it in. There. All right. And notice your wastegates. One goes that way and one goes that way. That's the way it's supposed to be. I'm sorry I didn't get it in the picture. So remember, see how they're both angling kind of the same way? That is correct. So don't think you got something wrong there. Don't try and straighten it out, pulling one in or the other. That's the way they go. So let me show you real quick, and then why you wait on the rear exhaust. And the reason is because the rear exhaust, you want to center it in your side pods. So that's why you'll sit now. You take it apart, your car, you're all done. You got your side pods to fit, right? So you're going to have to go, you're going to glue these two pieces on last. There's a little hole and then there's a little thing around the turbo. So you're going to come around there because you don't want to knock, let's say you freshly glued it, right? And then you clip your side pod all into place. Is it all into place? Oh, yeah, it is. Pretty easy. And then you just make sure that's centered in there so it's not hitting your side pod. So this is my 23, my Joseph 23. And I'm looking forward to building my Joseph 24 to go alongside of it. Let me see if I can get them in the screen. Yeah, my 24 to go alongside of it. I know it's got a long way to go, but I will use all this stuff. The stuff that I'm building with you guys, I'll use this exhaust. I clipped the wrong side on that one. That's why I had to use a different one. But yeah, just follow the holes on the wastegate. That's how you line it up. And there's the wastegate. There's your holes and your pins. And that is the key to the whole getting the exhaust all straight right there. So if you get those things right, it's all going to line up right. But see you next time. Dude, that was hard to watch, Matt. No, I couldn't. I was fumbling. I couldn't see. I got to get some, maybe some binoculars, put them around my head. No, every glasses I have want the car to be up in my face, right? I can't hear. Who is it? Me? That's muted. Matt's muted. Can I hear you, Jim?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the car's up in my face. I'm used to how I normally build.
Well, maybe you need to move your camera closer to you, but that's something you and I can discuss that later on.
I sit there fumbling, I was trying to look at those holes. I could not see them at all. I'm sitting there. It was like I was doing it at Braille, but anyways, I've had more phone calls on that damn exhaust.
Oh yeah.
I get phone, and then I explained it to him over the phone, and I'll get a call back. Hey, thanks a lot, man. That was great. Actually, I got that tip from Clay. I just built it myself, and then put the wastegate on after, like the instructions say. But I think Clay has now changed the instructions to where it says build it off the wastegate.
It was good, Rick, but not Luca good. You're getting
no, definitely not. No.
Thanks, Bart.
Like I said, I cheat. I edit
either. Yeah.
Mine are a disaster until I edit them.
A lot of fumbling. But anyways, yeah, that was a good. Next week we're going to do. Me and Jim talked about it. I've been doing it since we first got the car, and we're going to show you how to make your next gen body removable. We're not going to build the kit. We're just going to take the under tray, and I'm going to make sure I get a whacked out under tray, and I'm going to show you why you it's thin, so you're not always going to get a straight one, probably very rarely, but I'm going to show you how to straighten that out very quickly, and then what adjustments you need to make the body fit, because you do have to make some adjustments in the front of the body, because you want those pinholes to kind of fall in to that front splitter under tray, So I'll show you how to do that next week.
And we learned a lot from that under tray, so that when it came to the Indy underwing and the parts for that, we made that much more stable and much more supported, so that we didn't get the warpage on the Indy. It's just there weren't many places to support and hold on to that the underwing for the next gen car. It's a big thin flat piece, and they just do big thin shapes like that. They just do stuff with the heat and the cooling. So it is what it is. But and Rick will show you, and that's going to be a great one to show you guys how in about 30 seconds you can take a really bad warped one and get it right back where it needs to be.
Well, the under tray on the Indy car, as you see, it goes up on the sides, so it has support. Then you glue those two pieces on. So even though it's the same thickness, it because it turns up like a box, all the way around it, it turns up, where the next gen is just dead flat.
Yeah, and so, I wouldn't want to see the next gen's under tray changed at all.
No.
It's perfect the way it is. You don't want to make it thicker. You don't want to add anything to it. No. And I think the biggest problem when people see it, they pull it out of the box and they freak out, is everybody's assumption there is that that's like on most other model cars. It's the structure, it's the frame of the car. It's not. It's just a piece that gets put onto the structure of the car. So once you get it all straight and you get it glued on, you're not going to have problems.
Well, if you're going to, the model's meant for the body to be glued onto the under tray. So what I'm going to show you is only applicable if you want to remove the body.
Right. I've never, I don't glue the bodies on.
Oh, you don't glue them on either. But I mean, if you make these adjustments, you don't have to glue the bodies on.
Nope. Yeah. Well, you and I talked about that when I built the first one and was doing that video. You told me all that. I bent that up. What was that, 3 years ago? Yeah. And it's sitting on my shelf. It's never gone back to where it originally was at. And that one was, I honestly, every kit that I've opened up, my tray's been straight. I haven't ran into a curly cued one. So I wonder what the actual average is out there. I think, squeaky wheel. The people that get one that's bent kind of scream about it, where how many kits have gone out there and you don't hear from anybody. So I really actually think it's a low percentage of ones that are.
Well, here's what happens too, Matt. When you put the structure onto the under tray, it straightens it out.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I never worry about it.
That's why a lot of people don't care, because they're gluing their body down like they're supposed to.
But I don't think there really is that many out there. I think it's a low average of how many are warped. I don't think we're kind of getting this.
I had a couple of them send me some super warped ones. There were some ones.
It happens, but like I said, I haven't gotten one yet. All the kits I've opened, I think the average is they're pretty well straight. You take it's like any. I mean, I've bought been buying model kits for 40 something years, and they definitely are not always perfect out of the box. There's always an issue from all the companies, even Tamiya. I've gotten.
It depends on Tamiya. I don't want to say Tamiya is the worst. but they are, because they build a lot of cars with engine covers, right?
Yeah.
And when you went into where they started covering the motor on the Formula One cars, they still use that really kind of almost the styrene we use on windshields. And so it's not pliable. I mean, you have to almost stress fracture the I was just building a couple Ferraris. I had to do. I got them to fit too, by the way, Matt. 2 T3s. Never could get that damn thing to fit. I put stress fractures in it. I even had to do a little putty work, but I did get them to fit, because we have high impact styrene, and that was, we always talk about. It came out around when they did the reissues of the 4 monogram cars as Revell. And so when they did that, that was the first time I seen high impact styrene. Thought it was crappy. Turned out to be really. I wish everybody would use it.
I was always, when I first saw it, I was a big fan of it. I started preferring to get that generation of kits over the older ones. I never liked that monogram hard brittle part. Well, it wasn't really brittle, but like you said, you try to bend it anyway, it's going to go. But there was one kit, I guess it was because of the coloring. That was the one thing I used to like way back when the Darrell Waltrip Tide car, when it came out, it had high impact styrene, where at the same time they were doing the Goodwrench car, and that one was that hard styrene. It was 2 different styrenes, and I wonder if it had to do with the dyeing of it. But
it might have been right where they were switching, suppliers.
Yeah, that would have been like 88, 89 when that Tide car came out.
When me and Jim walked in the door with Chad immediately goes, "No, dude, you want to use high impact styrene.
Heck yeah.
You want to be able to, flex these things so that you can, get better fits." And so we didn't know what it meant, to be honest with you. Never heard of that. It's called hips. And once he told us, we were like, "Yep, you're right." But anyways,
that's the material that I'd been dealing with in the toy business for the entire time I was in the business. Got in the mid 80s. Everything was done in that. And it's a good question. Why has the model industry not caught up to that? Why are we the oddballs? Well, we are the oddballs, but that's beside the point. Why haven't the others caught up and started doing what we're doing?
Revell has. Revell started it. Revell uses hips. I don't know why. To me, it doesn't. I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know. But anyways, actually, I was buying a few things from Studio 27. I got a new friend over at Studio 27, Matt.
Oh, good.
Good buddy. I mean, he dug me out some decals that I really wanted.
Oh, nice.
So he knew all about us. He goes, and so I got a friend at Wolf Models. He's a kind of a garage, industry resin guy, right? And he's in Brazil. So I made some good friends and found some cool stuff, and it's really what it's all about, man.
Yeah, it's like all of us, like all the 3D print guys and resin guys and other aftermarket guys, we're all buds, man. We all talk on the phone and help each other out. It's a great community, and
And one other thing I wanted to bring up, a video. There's Model Factory Hero makes great that the what do you call it? Heat shield, and it's got adhesive on the back.
Oh, so that's nice.
Those exhaust pipes that I just did, they are fully wrapped in heat shield, right? So we're gonna paint one up when I get that far, and then we're gonna put heat shield on it, and I'll show everybody the heat shield, and that'll be a fun little video too.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
But I do want to get
a nice added look.
Yeah, that under tray next. So, anyways, man, the race. Let's get back to last minute thoughts on that race. The 2 tires, I hope it is exciting.
Yeah.
I like the alter. They got a red wall super soft tire. So hopefully they save it for I don't know. Hopefully it creates different strategies.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to do, but it should be exciting. And hopefully it makes Phoenix more exciting.
Yeah.
And
right.
Here's a good question. Why does Penske not dominate this race and dominates the last race at Phoenix? Is it the weather?
I wonder. I don't know. It's usually, they pick like the right time of year to have the races here in Phoenix because the weather is pretty mild usually. Right now, this is going to be weird because we're having kind of odd weather this weekend. We had rain yesterday. It's high humidity for us here in the desert, so it's going to be different. I wonder how much that's going to affect the race this weekend.
Right. Yeah, you get our weather about what, 5 hours later?
Yeah. But
we just got rain.
So, yeah. Most of the time, though, because of Phoenix and the radiating of heat going up because of the concrete and asphalt, lots of times the storms come and just go right around Phoenix, and they start cutting like by where PIR is or whatever it's called nowadays. It usually doesn't get hit. So this yesterday was a weird day for us.
Yeah, that hill kind of behind PIR.
But hill.
It's a little
that
hill.
Too, it's also nestled in the Estrella Mountains, which kind of guard it too. But yeah, the weather that comes over from over by your way kind of goes around us and it hits everything north and south of us.
Oh, okay.
So, but yesterday was a strange day. It like drizzled all day. It was like Seattle weather here yesterday.
I love that track. I mean, I have great memories of '69 watching Mario run the Hawk around there, and a lot of Indy Car stuff there. I mean, and then, of course, when we used to go Winston West and Richard and Bobby and them used to come over. I have just wonderful memories of, and I used to help. I used to come over and help Dennis promote the race. Dennis Woods. When Fletcher owned the track, Dennis ran it. He was general manager. And I'd go over and I usually do like the golf tournament, get prizes and, donations from the company, the different companies and kind of stuff like that. That's what I did. I helped him with the golf tournament and that kind of crap, hospitality stuff,
It was a different track back then. I mean, I remember when the
it.
Cup guys came in '88, and it was really neat those first few years. But I don't know, they changed it 10 years ago or something. I don't know. I just don't like the track anymore.
Yeah, I think I'll do my quick Chip Ganassi story. I remember Chip told me this story. He was
there's nothing about a quick story.
Yeah. Well,
you can pull that off in the middle of the show, not when there's 30 seconds left.
Yeah, but anyway, so Chip's there's a rookie, right? He's running around. He drives in. He goes, man, I thought I was breaking the track record. I'm flying. All of a sudden, he goes, he heard a little buzz, and he looks up to his right in his mirrors because he's down low. Of course, he's a rookie, trying to figure it out. And he looks up. And he goes, I see this car just teetering on all 4 wheels and blows by me, right? And it was Rick Mears, of course.
Yeah.
There's a funny Chip Ganassi. Chip did get real quick, though. He was a good driver. People don't realize what a great driver Chip Ganassi was. I mean, if it wasn't for that accident, Chip could have been a champion,
Wow.
He was on track. But anyways, thank you guys. Who you got, Matt? Go ahead. Fire away.
Well, who do I say every week?
Every week,
I'm going to be rooting for my guy. I got to go for Larson.
Well, Penske doesn't dominate this race at this time of year. So who you got, Jim?
Hadn't given it any thought.
Either have I.
No, hadn't given it any thought. In fact, we didn't even get a chance to talk about Austin and anything about that. We talked about it Tuesday night, but we didn't get to talk about that this morning. But anyway,
of course,
most of the time, guys, I don't have a dog in the fight. I just like you, Rick. We look and say, who can we sell? We can't sell it yet. Maybe maybe we'll get a Ford, but who of our Chevys and do they have a really good livery?
Yeah.
So Eric La Rotunda, that's a different one. He's picking Catherine Legge.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that one. Mm-hmm. She's a great driver, but first time's impossible. But
I'd like to see how. Definitely how her performance is. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Hope she does well.
I'll go William Byron. I think he won this race last year, didn't he?
I believe he did.
Yeah.
Joey Chase. Let's see. Yeah, a couple chases.
William went. Well, Chase is on fire this year. And by the way, the road course was a great race. Thank God for turn one.
Yeah.
Turn one was one of the best turns in racing. Turn one they could cut out all the other turns. Just keep going in the circle and go back up to turn one, right?
Jeez.
Just run around the pit area and come back up to turn one.
I thought it was a lot better with that trimmed off because those pace laps were insane when they had to go all the way around the long end. But there's some things that are exciting about that back half of the track. But what they had, that made it really good. So yeah.
Here's what I have to say about the back half of the track. Boring.
Yeah.
And time consuming.
Yeah, we were watching it. Rick and I were on the phone or texting as the group, and neither of us could really quite believe that we were hoping for Busch to win.
Yeah, I love that car, guy.
I think that would be a good candidate. We're going to do a Busch car this year.
It's whiskey. It's got that barrel on it. It was okay. It was okay on TV. I think it would make a phenomenal model, static model with that beer, that tub, or what do you call those things?
The barrel.
Barrel. Yeah. The barrel, I think it would make a fantastic static model. But thanks, Jim, for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt, for being here as always.
It's always fun.
And everybody, don't forget, move your clocks an hour forward late tonight.
Yeah, now I'm going to be
coming on.
I'm going to be coming on with you.
Click the like and click the like button. So
click the
much appreciated. And like and subscribe. That way, next week, whether you get the invitation so far in the on your Facebook or whatever, you'll get it pop up in your new YouTube stream. And thank you. You know what? We've been over 100 people watching most of the show. So thanks, guys, for being with us. Absolutely. And those friends of ours who are scattered thither and yon across the planet, we appreciate you being with us. And we got Japan represented and the UK represented, and I'm sure we've got some others represented in here. Glad to have you here, boys. Let's get out of here to the thundering hoofbeats of Miss Mia on the exit. Bye, guys.